Hello again. This is Grandpa Jackal, also known as Only Joel Can Judge Me, and this is a stimless, support, weaponless, solo, deathless, full map clear of the Earth defense missions. I'm running Scorcher, Redeemer, Thermites, and also NG Turret, Tesla, Orc, and the Bubble Shield. So basically, it's a build that has good crowd control, good CC, and a response to heavy units. The Orc can provide instant kills on the Harvester, just take down the shields. Scorcher kills fatties and interlopers. Redeemer makes quick work of voteless hordes. And that's pretty much it. That's my build. So I don't usually do this. Stimless is not really my thing. That goes to my clanmate, Antique Nova, who is the best at this. Literally one of the best players I've ever played with. So I just did this because I watched a horrible video of someone attempted Stimless, where basically they did it through glitching, and it's like that's cool. Glitching is interesting, but it's really nothing to be proud of. I don't know what else to say about that, but if you're doing glitches with Stimless, it's just pathetic. Anyway, here's this run. I also tried to fight a little bit and do some hit and run peekaboo style. I wanted it to be more of an engaging game and less of a despawn stealthy game. So there's stealth aspects to it, but there's certainly a lot of hit and run and active engagement where I didn't necessarily need to engage, I'm engaging just to have fun. And at the end of the day, that's why we play this game, right? To have fun. Not to just do things to show that we can do them by doing stupid glitches. Anyway, as you can see, using the alleyways to my full advantage. The Thermites cover enough warp ship control, so there's no need to bring anything else to kill them. Because supplies come every 2 minutes, one of the things I like to do is spam supplies, so whenever it's available, I'll throw it. And that's essentially making random POIs all over the map.
Tagging map.
That you can always come back to when you run out of ammo. So just keep that in mind when you play. Watch that timer, watch that cooldown. Every 2 minutes, drop a supply pod, no matter where you're at. On to the business. We are really liking these alleyways, so they provide great cover, and you can dip in and out and avoid enemy contact. Usually I'll run stealth armor, but because the cities provide so much cover and ability to escape, I ran siege armor. The siege armor is beneficial because it gives extra rounds to both my primary and my secondary, and it speeds up my reload on my primary. As we know, one of the deficiencies of Scorcher is low ammo, and by bringing Siege ready, it kind of alleviates that a little bit by 20%. I don't know if you just saw, but Redeemer, which has always been extremely good on the squid front, is really good at shooting off the legs of zombies. So by quick crouch and a quick blast, a quick burst to the voteless horde's legs, they go flying off, and that's super ammo economic because it doesn't take a huge amount to do that, as opposed to gunning them down with the Redeemer and using, a good portion of your bullets. Just a quick like that. Quick and easy.
Get some! Get some!
Package retrieved.
Another thing to note is that the Scorcher effectively takes out the Stingrays.
Dropping a pin.
And because the Scorcher ignores armor, it kind of just chops through. It's not the armor ignore that kills the fatties, it's the raw damage that kills the fatties, so I shouldn't say that. but one SCORCHER magazine will kill the flesh mobs. I chose to do this like Antique Nova style. Bubble shield is highly effective here. This run is also almost a hitless run, but within the last, I would say, 30 seconds of the game, I get tagged by an overseer. So that would have been cool. So you get what you get, and you don't get upset.
Sending down fortification.
One thing to note also is I have the free, whatever this shield is, the big bubble. Which is an extra stratagem, but what do you do? You know? It would have been more consequential if it was like an orbital, like one of the big reds. It does, however, give me some cover from Leviathans, so I'm thankful for that. But as you can see, like, I never actually use it. Leviathans never come and tag the bubble. Just a comfort blanket in this game.
Sending down sentry.
Nice alleyways create good chokes. So I get to drop that Tesla, and all the enemies will funnel it towards. As long as I mind the ingress and egress, they provide extremely good chokes to gun down enemies. That's another thing to understand about this game is utilize your biome. Your biome's giving you a bunch of alleyways. Alleyways are really good defensively and offensively. Defensively for turning a corner and dipping on enemies. Offensively for funneling them into a small space that you can easily shoot them.
Freedom forever!
Again, you can run your game how you want, but currently in the meta it doesn't feel like you need to run orbitals. The 3 thermites feel good enough, especially on a solo, where you can hog the supply pod. They feel good enough to destroy all warships.
Get some! Get some!
Outpost cleared.
How'd you like to
Another thing to note about acquisition, I talk about it a lot,
tagging map?
is constantly changing directions forces your enemy to reacquire you over and over again. Contrary to popular belief that you could just keep running in one direction and the enemies will have trouble acquiring you. It's kind of like that in real life too. When you switch directions, naturally it forces your opponent to track. Tracking gives you crucial moments to escape, evade, respond, whatever it is you want to do. Running in a straight line is really never the answer. Always run into zigzag. Always change directions. Always give yourself opportunity to obfuscate your intentions. That's a big word, obfuscate. Also, I can't pronounce it, I'm stuttering, great. Anyway, it means to, like, hide or obscure your moves. Here, my stratagem gets stuck on my shield and I have to quickly drop my shield. So annoying. But as you can see, we have a game where sometimes jank kills you. And that almost did right there.
Dropping a pin.
I don't know why that's allowed, but sometimes you'll throw a stratagem on the ground it'll land on your bubble shield. And then if you don't take off your backpack, it'll kill you. So that's something to mind, I guess, because it's obviously a valid fear because it happened. In that scenario, do just what I did. Quickly drop it. Wait for the stratagem to land, and then pick your shield back up. Another thing to note about the Leviathans is supposedly when they're faced away from you, you have a better chance of not getting shot. And also when you're directly below them. So that one-shot threat is super high when they're facing you. So if you look up in the sky and you see him facing you, find cover quickly. If he's facing away from you, probably take a chance and run where you're trying to go. And another thing to understand about the bubble shield, even though I'm going for a stimless, like I said, I saw horrible cringe gameplay, and I was like, let me show you how to do this correctly, okay, without whatever it is that you just did. You can actually just play the game and be good. I mean, what's the point in playing if it's all glitches? So this game is combat friendly. And even if you weren't doing a stimless, if I were to make like an analogy, bubble shield isn't exactly a bubble shield. It's like being trapped in a bubble of Vaseline. Okay, it allows you to wiggle by enemies. And that's what I'm doing a lot of. I'm running through thick enemy crowds and slipping through them like I have Vaseline, like they're trying to grab me. And I'm a crazy naked guy doused in Vaseline. That's how you have to play bubble shield.
How'd you like the taste of freedom?
Look, you just ran on a football field. You're absolutely naked. You're covered in Vaseline. And security's trying to grab you. They grab you and you just slip out of their grasp. That's bubble shield in a nutshell. Scorcher is also good at killing the disruptor nodes. One thing to note, this is an almost fully upgraded Scorcher. So, it's hitting.
Get some! Get some!
Find me an AMR. So this is a supportless game. Like I came in here with no support weapon. But I found one. I'm not trying to do this supportless, so I think right at the end I do use it just to like kill a single overseer. But at the end of the day, it was a game played entirely without a support weapon. I'm also not stupid. If I see one on the ground, I'm gonna pick it up.
Extraction is available.
Another thing I'd like to note is this is an unscouted run. I'm waiting for the day to be accused in any way, shape, or form. And I can provide this unscouted proof in particular. For this game right here.
Helldiver, you are moving outside the mission area.
Dropping a pin.
Sending down sentry.
Not gonna lie, took a few tries. But I also play on controller. I play on a Vizio TV. And I think I was babysitting. So what's your excuse? Again, this is only directed towards the people doing glitch run stimulus, like it's terrible. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just having fun. We're all playing a game, so not trying to sound like elitist, but this is only directed towards people that would use like glitches to achieve a stimless run and think that that shows anything good.
Tagging map.
You could just try playing the game, because I mean that's at the end of the day what we're doing. We're playing this game to have fun, and it's a great game. Arrowhead has done a great job. The new biome is excellent. The new enemies are dynamic. Squids is quickly becoming my favorite front. I didn't really play it too much because it was incomplete. Primarily a bot diver. But this was fun. This is fun. I look forward to any more new additions. The Seaf are interesting because they're primarily helpful until they're friendly fire. And even that is part of the game's charm.
Deploying sentry.
Bringing the Redeemer 2 here was a style choice. One of my favorite players to watch is and always will be Sarge. A lot of my gameplay is inspired by him in particular. So if you happen to be watching this, man, thanks for teaching me everything I know.
Dropping a pin.
As you can see, I barely used the big bubble shield for this game. I have not used a support weapon yet. I've not taken damage right now, so that's another thing to note. I haven't taken damage at all.
Say hello to democracy.
Extraction is available.
Another thing this biome has provided is a more organic way to avoid enemies, as opposed to staring at your minimap. Minimap is important, and I do utilize it, but being able to dip through this alleyway, use my eye, my senses to avoid enemies, and use my environment, like visually looking at it and understanding, let me cut this corner, let me turn this way, let me dip down that alley, is providing me with a more visceral gameplay experience. You know, I'm in the moment, I'm not staring at my map, I'm playing my game, and I'm using my senses to dictate my movements and reactions. It allows me to be more present, and honestly, I prefer to play like this, as opposed to staring at my minimap all day.
Get some! Get some!
So if you don't get what's going on right now, I'm sussing the area, and I am engaging, but it's in like a pruning style. So peekaboo, we're kind of just taking enemies out. Here we're gonna drop this Tesla on all these overseers with the thermite, just to keep them busy. looking at that resupply. We're trying to re-up on the thermites. Keep us nice and stocked. I can see the glow, which again is a great addition because now you have an indication where the watcher is. Because it's hot in that area, I'm letting the Tesla do its work. There was a large group of overseers there. They're definitely cooked squid right now.
Our citizens depend on you for their safety.
And apparently a cooked citizen. Sorry about that, bro. Collateral damage.
Sending down sentry. Mission map updated.
I think we're almost completed here, if not entirely completed. So now, I do a lot of jogging in the open space. I want to get a bead on the Leviathan. I'm still from the school of avoiding them, especially in a solo environment. So the jogging is so that I don't run into an area, like an open field, and smack into a Leviathan shutting me down. I have time, so jogging is not a problem. I'm in no rush.
Deploying fortification.
One thing to note right there is
Extraction
that
is available.
right now I'm hustling because I'm being chased by Leviathan and a pretty big horde back there.
Tagging map.
Again, and we're at the end of the game, still no damage.
Deploying sentry.
I mean, I still prefer it, but as you can see, I'm visually scanning my area. I'm moving. It's almost like a corner-to-corner formation. Like if there was north, south, east, west, I'm looking in between each direction to scan, starting from my hardest corner.
Extraction shuttle inbound.
Let's see, it's clear. I get back under this little ledge to give me protection from Leviathans. And I try to hold up here and still get sniped. Shield saves me. That's how aggressive the Leviathans are. Here's my first time using an AMR. Just because I have it. I wasn't going for a supportless weapon game.
T-minus 2 minutes.
And I'm using it like, I have no reason to use it. I'm just using it just to use it.
Get some! Get some!
When I set up the extract, okay, before I called it down,
How'd you like
one
the
thing to
taste of
note
freedom?
is that I booby trap all points of egress and ingress. So I use my turrets
Not at extraction site.
where enemies would have to come up steps to rack up kills in that regard and prevent them from coming up the steps and into extract. So before you hit that button to call the extract, set it up. I had to leave extract because it got a little too hot. If I wasn't going for a stimulus, I would have stayed and fought that. But you never want to be in a position like I was where enemies are coming from all sides. Even if you're not doing a stimulus game, you don't want to be exposed like that because you can't cover all your angles. It's physically impossible. Even if you're John Helldiver, it's not exactly tactically sound to sit there and work all those different angles of attack that are being deployed on you. can do two things. You can either leave the area completely like I did, okay, or you can reset your angle, which is pull away but not completely retreat. Just pull the enemies in front of you by leaving, getting farther away from the area and leaving the direction the enemies were and funneling them in the direction you can actually look at, a single direction instead of from all sides. I chose to leave because there's also Leviathans, and the Leviathans have been extremely good at one-shotting. If that were not the case, I may have chosen to stay there and fight. But as you can see, Leviathans, even under this little ledge right here, are killing you, one-shotting you.
Sending down fortification.
Freedom forever!
This is me using the bubble shield. Add extract. Again, I'm trying to set up my defenses. My turrets are at the bottom of the steps where the enemies have to come up on both sides.
Prosperity!
It's me fat fingering the terminal.
Pelican 1 returning to extraction point. Please ensure you're inside the extraction radius.
And my Scorcher doing no damage and allowing the Watcher to call in reinforcements.
Deploying equipment package.
That was weird. So, the Leviathan killed the bubble shield. It didn't even aim at me. It destroyed the bubble shield.
ETA T-minus 2 minutes.
So I have a Tesla turret down there, killing enemies and distracting them. And I have a nice bit of cover in between me and this harvester and the enemies, like the overseers. One thing to note about cover is never suck up on it. Stay farther back.
Get some! Get some!
The farther back you stand cover, the larger it is.
1 minute and 30 seconds.
The more cover it provides.
Deploying fortification.
Have a taste of democracy!
That's a case-by-case basis, but in general, never suck up on cover. And I finally get to use my orc on an otherwise troublesome enemy.
Incoming.
Guys having a party on the big bubble.
ETA T-minus 1 minute.
Here's where we start to get squirrely. I gotta do my little dance around extract to buy myself some time. And right now, with 14 seconds left, I have still not taken damage.
Sentry.
So this was about to be a damageless game, a hitless game.
You will never destroy our way of life!
Then we're gonna play Ring Around the Rosie. Again, shooting at the zombies' legs is allowing me to chop them down at great pace.
ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
Like I said, bubble shield is like a naked guy running from a crowd, covered in Vaseline. Envision that.
T-minus 20 seconds.
Here is the world's fastest overseer, matching my speed, running, and hitting me with this pugilist stick.
ETA T-minus 10 seconds.
Now my butt is clenched, taking damage to my right arm. I only have a few seconds left, but there's way too many enemies.
This is Pelican 1. I have visual on the extraction zone.
I think this is gonna go as, I had a few games drop. In similar scenario.
Helldivers, please enter the extraction radius.
I have no shield, grenades on the floor, more overseers and zombies. Again, we loop past, change directions,
Extraction complete.
and that's how we're able to throw off acquisition and extract successfully. If I had ran straight in, I probably would have died. But because they loop in and out like that, their acquisition was thrown off. So you can either believe me or you cannot and continue to run straight in and die. Anyway, that's my stimless, support, weaponless, almost, no-hit, deathless, full cleared, super Helldive of the Super Earth Invasion / defense missions. It did take a few tries. I don't really do stimless. I haven't tried a stimless run in like 6 months. It's not really my preferred way to play. I just like to play the game and deploy stims because they help you. But like I said, I was spurned to show people doing weird stuff that you can actually just play this game to do stimless stuff. And I wanted to flex, so I did it without a support weapon. Anyway, that's my rant. If you like this, please like and subscribe. I have another game I'm holding. It's a solo convoy CQB. So see you at the next one. Ciao.